Eagles fans, you're now locked into the Think Eagles YouTube channel with Pablo Gary, the #1 Eagles fan from Maryland.
Kick it and go, kick it and go. With a stiff arm, spin move, in zones, go. Off the sideline, a touchdown, I put on a show. Kick it and go. I had to kick off and go. Kick it and go. I had to kick off and go. With a stiff arm, spin move, in zones, go.
Let's go. Eagles on 3, 1, 2, 3.
There you go.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
Hurts looking the other way. Lofts it. Barkley, end zone. Makes the grab. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Got it. Here goes A.J. Brown. Blinding speed. Brown. Touchdown. 67 yards.
What is going on, Eagles Nation? Welcome back to the channel. This is Think Eagles, and I am Pablo Gary, your #1 Eagles fan from Maryland. In today's video, man, we're talking about the Philadelphia Eagles getting their first victory of the season against the Green Bay Packers. Final score of 34-29. There's a lot to talk about in this game. As we all know, the first quarter started as a snooze fest, and the Philadelphia Eagles finally woke up. So yeah, man, let's get into it. This game, you know, I get it, first game of the year. Oftentimes they can go either way. One play away from winning or one play away from losing. And I really wanted to start this video with really talking about the defense, because they got off to an amazing start. Vic Fangio, I love his bend but don't break mentality. The final score wouldn't suggest that, but the Philadelphia Eagles, a couple of times in the red zone, man, they really stood tall for us. And I said I want to commend the Philadelphia Eagles defense. But I want to start with Nick Sirianni, obviously, because everything starts with him. And honestly, I was a little disappointed, you know, after watching this game, because, you know, I remember during the preseason, Nick Sirianni gave us every excuse in the book for why the Philadelphia Eagles offensive starters did not need to play in the preseason game. And in this game, the first drive, the first quarter in particular, you saw so many things that the Eagles could have sort of worked out in preseason that they were working out in real time. And so there were communication breakdowns, execution breakdown on Jalen Hurts and Cam Jurgens, chemistry. And so that's a failure on Nick Sirianni. He said the Eagles didn't need reps in the preseason. And I just want to let Nick Sirianni know something as a fan. If you don't produce, you will be fired. Like, I don't think Nick Sirianni understands this. And yeah, we're sitting here at 1-0, so it's like, you know, it looks good, it feels good, but real fans understand the Eagles were a player or two away from losing this game. And so what I'm saying is, if you have Vic Fangio, who comes in, he's proven, he's respected in the NFL, if he offers you advice, take it. And so to me, I'm saying now, looking back at it, does it really surprise anybody that the Philadelphia Eagles defense got off to a fast start? When you consider the fact that Vic Fangio said, you know what, Jalen Carter, Nakobe Dean, Nolan Smith, Bryce Huff, right, Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, you guys will play in preseason. I'm not going to fly you out to Brazil and, you know, have you guys out there looking clueless. The Philadelphia Eagles offense was clueless, right? Even with the play calling of Kellen Moore, it just looked out of sync, it looked out of rhythm. And so hopefully Nick Sirianni, moving forward, if he remains with the Philadelphia Eagles in the future, hopefully he changes this, because it's clear the Philadelphia Eagles are not that great to sit up there and say, you know what, hey, we don't need preseason reps. I've got A.J. Brown, I've got Saquon, I don't need preseason. And to me, that was a huge mistake by Nick Sirianni not to play the starters. I believe Nick Sirianni should have humbled himself and listened to Vic Fangio, but he wanted to flex. He wanted to use his head coaching title, his head coaching muscles to say, hey, no, Vic, you know, we brought you in for the defense, but yeah, not my offense. We don't do that over here. And you see what the Eagles offense looked like. So that's what I wanted to say about Nick Sirianni. I think after the first quarter snooze fest, I think the Philadelphia Eagles finally woke up and, yeah, man, got it going. But let's talk about this defense. Let's talk about Vic Fangio and this defensive front and the secondary. Quinyon Mitchell, that young dude is not to be played with. Quinyon Mitchell is ready to ball, man. And I'm just like, we got him at 22? Huh? Quinyon Mitchell, that is top 10 talent. That's top 10 talent. I mean, so much so it looked like Jordan Love didn't even want to throw his way. After they targeted him against the long ball rep to Christian Watson down the sideline, and they saw how Quinyon Mitchell was matched up stride for stride, step for step against Christian Watson, they said, okay, we might not want to throw it his way. The Philadelphia Eagles got one in Quinyon Mitchell. You can take that to the bank and cash it now. That young dude, he's a mentality player. He has the tools and the traits and the skills and everything that a cornerback needs in this league, but it's his mentality that takes his game to another level. And to me, I'm just like, oh my goodness. Like, imagine if Cooper DeJean even comes close to having that same mentality, right? And plays and shows up like Quinyon Mitchell did. The Philadelphia Eagles secondary has been fixed. It's been fixed. And so, man, I just want to give Quinyon Mitchell his flowers because to me, I'm going to say this. I understand that Isaiah Rodgers, he comes in and he tells Philadelphia, hey, I'm a slot guy. I get it. But if I'm Howie Roseman, I'm giving him a call and saying, hey, we found our outside guy and his name is Quinyon Mitchell. You're going to have to figure it out. Like, I am not moving Quinyon Mitchell off his square right now. I mean, he played that good. He played that good. If you tell me that Isaiah Rodgers can unseat and play better than what Quinyon Mitchell did against Green Bay, I can't buy it. I can't buy it. Isaiah Rodgers, you will have to play nickel. And if you don't want to play nickel, I got another young stud in Cooper DeJean that might want to get on the football field. He looks like he wants to play tonight. Cooper DeJean in the slot, I can see that. I can see that for sure. So I can see the Eagles secondary being absolutely ridiculous. I like Keely Ringo once Darius Slay retires. Quinyon Mitchell opposite him. Cooper DeJean in the slot playing your nickel. CJ Garner-Johnson, Reed Blankenship, and Sidney Brown. That's what I like right there. So kudos to the secondary. And man, we got to talk about that guy, Zach Bond. Not Bond, James Bond. Zach Bond, 15 tackles, 2 sacks, great in coverage. This guy was all over the place, man. And honestly, I'm eating my words because I didn't think he had that in him. Do you know who submitted the invitation for Zach Bond to come to Philadelphia? Vic Fangio. So this is why I'm saying, Nick Sirianni, drop your pride, bro, and listen to the old wise wizard. And we didn't even have Isaiah Rodgers. We didn't even have Devin White. We didn't even have Jalix Hunt, right? We were missing some players, man. Vic Fangio is the real deal. And so I love how his linebackers responded. Zach Bond with a hell of a game to me. Player of the game on defense. Nakobe Dean, he was flying around, made some plays. He really showed us what he can do. I love that he got through the game clean, no injuries. He had that drop interception that I think would have changed the game a little sooner, but I think he made some key plays. He was very physical against the run, made some big plays, big time plays against the run. His speed was on display. There were some times where he was sort of caught up in coverage and sort of out of place, but he made up for it. And I just love Vic Fangio's defense, man. It's bend, don't break mentality. Like, we're only going to give you but so much. We're only going to give you but so much, man. So for me, there's some things on defense we got to clean up. Vontae Maddox, he had a rough game, but, I will say a lot of Avonte Maddox's game is predicated on getting in and out of breaks, in and out of his stances at the cornerback position. And that football field was just that soccer field was just, to me, I'm still like Roger Goodell. Like, I'm not opposed to playing in Brazil again, but the players need to have their own plane, and then we need to send another plane that's full of just artificial grass, sod, whatever it is. We need to bring our own soil, right? When we go to Brazil and play, no, sir, no. You take your grass up. We bring grass. We bring our grass. No, we bring grass. Right? We're gonna bring our grass. Like that. I mean, players were slipping, players were sliding. Saquon Barkley, I know the Giants, they were all, oh wow, look at his first rep, he falls in. 3 tutties. So, I mean, it just was players just, oh man, honestly, for me, I got to a point with that field, I'm saying, God, can we just, even if we lose, can we just not have any injuries? Like, I was literally okay okay with losing this game as long as nobody got hurt. The NFL has to do a better job with that. If you're going to have us fly 12 hours away, play football on soccer grass, to me, there should have been a separate plane for the grounds crew. The grounds crew should have had their own separate plane just to make sure that it was safe for the players. Because to me, it wasn't even safe. It wasn't safe for the players to play on. So defensively, that was that. I'll say this about our defensive front. I seen something where it said that the Eagles might need to trade for another pass rusher. I think we might need to. To me, there are a lot of people questioning Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter in the inside. To me, it's not fair because there was no outside pass rush. I thought Jordan Davis played a hell of a game. Jalen Carter played a hell of a game, but they didn't get any kind of help from the outside. Josh Sweat, he showed up sparing here and there. Noah Smith, right. But Bryce Huff, I didn't see anything. So for me, the defensive front works together. You got to have pressure from the outside and the inside. Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter, those guys was getting blamed for things that they really had no control over. We'll see, what the Eagles do moving forward. We'll see if Howie tries to trade for a guy closer to the trade deadline. Defensively, man, I'm proud of this team. The secondary, Reed Blankenship, big interception there for us. It's the first game. It's the first game. You're in Brazil. You're playing on the soccer field. When you can leave Brazil with a win and no injuries, man, I really don't have any complaints, especially for the players. I saw effort. I saw guys flying around. It just looked like the defense was off to a faster start than the offense. And we all know why. So let's talk about the offense. Let's talk about Jalen Hurts at the quarterback position because everything starts with him. Yeah, Jalen, I won't go as far as to say he regressed, and it's because he didn't get preseason reps. You guys understand where I'm coming from? It's like maybe you can get those bad throws out if you had a preseason, but he didn't. So if Jalen does this against the Atlanta Falcons here soon on Monday night, then I'll start to say, yeah, this guy's regressing. He's still throwing in triple coverage. He's seeing things late and he's throwing things late and it's just off. Then I'll start having those conversations. But I truly believe because the Eagles didn't play in the preseason, they had to find rhythm in real time in that game, which they shouldn't have. Like the 2 interceptions, bonehead. I don't understand. The AJ Brown, I understand why he threw it, but it was just too late. Jalen Hurts has to understand this is the National Football League. When you see something, guys are already on it. They're already going to wherever your eyes is. And so, he has to clean it up. It's very clear Jalen Hurts doesn't need to play hero ball. All he has to do is trust the system, trust Kellen Moore, and lean on the running game. He's backpedaling like Nick Foles used to do, backpedaling 30 yards that way and launching the ball 50 yards. It's just throw the ball away, live to fight another play. He doesn't have to make the game more difficult than what it is, but he doesn't have rhythm. He doesn't have chemistry. He didn't execute with his starters, right? It doesn't matter if these same guys are on the field because they weren't on the field during preseason. So Saquon Barkley, the running game, to me, what do we need to say? It's really nothing to talk about, right? Running game was there. Passing game was there. What I'll say is this, man. I think that this Eagles offense later down the road, we will be scary because you got to think about this. And it's crazy because I said a comment before the game. I said the Green Bay Packers is going to struggle if they can't stop Saquon Barkley and if they can't stop Jahan Dotson. How many times did Jahan Dotson touch the ball? So you mean to tell me that the Philadelphia Eagles put up 34 points and Jahan Dotson didn't touch the ball once? That's a dangerous offense. To me, that's the makings of a dangerous offense. So these guys, they just need more time to develop, more time for chemistry, basically more time. And so I think they'll pull it together. And I think Jalen Hurts, man, he has to take some ownership. And I know he has, and I know he'll say, I wish I had that play back. But some of these plays are just like, dude, what are you doing? It's like, what are you thinking? Like, dude, are you okay? Like, do you need some water? Like going to commercial break, I'm just like taking out my hairs, bro. I'm like, dude, what is wrong with him? Like, why are you throwing that? AJ Brown was open a minute ago. You want to throw it to him now? Dallas Goedert didn't get off, right? So, I mean, Jahan Dotson, I look at this team as a team that, hey, first game of the season, you finally got that itch out. Finally, got it out, and I think we'll get better. But, coming into this game, man, I really thought that our struggles was going to come from that defensive side. And to me, man, Vic Fangio is a godsend. He is a godsend, man, because his young guys are playing like veterans. That's how you know that the system is sound. That's how you know that guys understand what's going on. That's how you know that putting in the work during preseason does have an impact come week 1. Right. So offensively, because they have the talent, it's going to look like it's put together. But I thank God that what happened in the first quarter happened because the truth came out. And the truth was the Philadelphia Eagles needed reps during the preseason. But ultimately, we got the win. And ultimately, I'm excited. That would have been a very, very, very long plane ride home with 2. Imagine if we would have lost. A loss, 2 interceptions. Oh my God, just horrible. Saquon Barkley, 3 tutties and you still lose. So I'm so excited that we were able to pull it out, pause, and win that game and sort of start the season off to a great start. But we can't continue to have these games where we are, turnovers after turnovers. Jalen Hurts has to clean it up. Whatever you were doing in training camp, let's get it going in regular season. It needs to transfer to regular season because you don't want to just start throwing the ball up. We don't want to start doing that. That's not disciplined football. That's not smart football. That's bad football. And because the Eagles didn't play preseason where it allows you to get that bad football play out of your system, this is what happens. So it's a lot of good that came from this game, but man, this thing, it could have been bad, but I'm excited it was good. And so I'm going to get out of here. My son is at the door like, Dad, please hurry up and finish your video. So thank you guys so much for checking out another edition of Think Eagles. My name is Pablo Gary. The Philadelphia Eagles get their first win of the season against the Green Bay Packers, 34-29, as we prepare to take on the Atlanta Falcons in our real home game on some real grass Monday night against the Atlanta Falcons. Really excited for that. And I actually may go to that game. It depends. Those tickets are like $500. I don't know. But as always, fly, Eagles, fly. Peace.
If you haven't subscribed to the Think Eagles YouTube channel, I don't know what you're thinking. Subscribe today